Welcome to Shelbrook Speaks Out, where we explore ideas, thoughts, and perspectives purely from our own point of view. Please note that the discussions in this podcast are based on personal opinions and should not be taken as professional advice or factual information. We encourage you to think critically, do your own research, and form your own conclusions. Thanks for tuning in, and let's dive into today's topic. Welcome back, my dear friends, to Shelbrook Speaks Out. It's good to be with you again. Usually when we talk about being a leader, or even just being a good friend or family member, we hear a lot about speaking up. We learn about clear words, giving advice, sharing our thoughts, and those things are important for sure. But today, I want to talk about something different, something that might surprise you. And I want to talk about the quiet power of not talking. Now, I know you might be thinking, not talking, but isn't that awkward? And sometimes, yes, it can feel that way. Like when you're waiting for someone to finally explain that joke that they just told. But often in life, especially when we're leading or helping others, being quiet can be one of our strongest tools. It's like a secret superpower. We're going to explore how choosing silence can actually help people grow, calm down tough moments, and even help you understand more than you ever thought possible. It's about when to close your mouth and open your ears and your mind. Have you ever tried to help someone, maybe a child or a friend, solve a puzzle or put together a toy? What's the first thing we often do? We jump in, don't we? Turn that piece this way, or no, that goes over there. And we mean well. We want to help them finish quickly. But sometimes the best help we can give is to simply be quiet and watch. Think about teaching a child to tie their shoes. It's much faster if you just do it for them, right? But then they never learn. If you stand back, stay quiet, and let them fumble a little bit, let them try and sometimes get it wrong, something amazing happens. They start to think for themselves. They try different ways, and they figure it out. And when they finally tie that knot all by themselves, the pride on their face is incredible. They now own that skill. It's the same for adults, whether at work or in life. When someone comes to you with a problem, our first instinct is often to offer solution right away. But if we can hold back, if we can purposefully stay silent for a moment, we give them room to think. We give them a chance to try out their own ideas, to connect the dots themselves. It's like saying, I trust you to figure this out. This builds their confidence. It helps them become a better problem solver. It helps them grow into stronger people. Sometimes the sound of your own voice is simply getting in the way of someone else's learning. Now let's talk about those times when things get a little heated. Maybe an argument starts brewing or someone is feeling really upset or angry. Our natural reaction might be to jump in with words, to argue back, to explain, to defend. We want to fix the problem by talking. But imagine this. A big storm is blowing outside. If you stand out there and you shout into the wind, does it make the storm stop? No. It usually just makes you lose your voice and you get soaked. In heated moments, choosing silence can be incredibly powerful. When someone is angry or confrontational, if you respond with quietness, you change the whole game. It's hard to keep yelling if no one's yelling back. That quiet space gives everyone a chance to breathe, and it can actually lower the tension in the room. It doesn't mean you agree with them. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you're strong enough to not add more fuel to the fire. It creates a space for reflection, for people to think about what they're saying. Often in that quietness, the anger can start to drain away, like water going down a plug hole. It gives a chance for everyone to calm down and perhaps find a better path forward. It's like a quiet referee, simply waiting for the players to remember the rules. The next point is truly foundational. Choosing silence from us creates space for others to speak. When we think of listening, we're we think we're listening when we're just waiting for our turn to talk. But real listening, that's what happens in the quiet. When you're quiet and truly focusing on the other person, you start to hear so much more than just their words. You notice their body language. Do their shoulders look slumped? Are their hands tight? You hear the tone of their voice. Is it shaky? Is it frustrated? You might even start to pick up on the things they don't say, the real feelings hiding beneath the surface. Think about a time you really needed someone to listen to you without interruption, without advice, just pure listening. How did that feel? Pretty amazing, right? When we offer that kind of silence, we're building trust. We're telling the other person without saying a word, I'm truly here for you. You are important. What you have to say matters. This deep listening helps us uncover the real issues. Someone might complain about a small task, but if you listen deeply, you might hear they're actually worried about something much bigger, like losing their job or a problem at home. The quiet makes room for the truth to come out. It's like using a fine-tooth comb to find the real knots in a tangled mess. Now, here's the really important part, my friends. While we've talked a lot about the power of being quiet, it's super important to remember that silence is not always the answer. Just like a chef knows when to add salt and when to hold back, a good leader and a good person knows when to speak and when to be quiet. Sometimes your voice is exactly what's needed. When clear direction is needed, imagine that you're building something important together, like a complex Lego castle. If someone asks, what's the next step, and you just stay quiet, well, that's not helpful at all. There are times when people need you to be very clear. They need instructions, or they need a decision, or to know exactly what to do next. In these moments, your voice is like a bright flashlight showing the way. Holding back your words here would just cause confusion, not growth. It's like leaving someone waiting for the punchline of a joke that needs a straight answer. When comfort or support is needed, what if someone is truly scared or hurt or feeling completely lost? If a child scrapes their knee, they don't need quiet reflection. They need a kind word, a hug, maybe a bandage. In these moments, silence can feel cold or uncaring. Your voice, filled with the warmth and understanding, is like a soft blanket. It offers reassurance, empathy, and shows that you care deeply. Sometimes people just need to hear, I'm here for you, or we'll get through this together. That's not the time for a quiet stare. How about when safety or justice is at stake? This is a big one. If you see someone doing something dangerous, or if someone is being unfair or unkind, that's absolutely a time to speak up. You wouldn't stay silent if you saw someone about to run into the street, would you? Your voice here is like a strong fence, protecting what is right and keeping people safe. Now, it does take courage to speak in these moments, but it's a vital part of true leadership and being just a good human. It's about being a voice for those who might not have one or stopping harm before it happens. So the power of silence isn't about being quiet all the time. It comes from choosing it. It's a smart decision you make, not just avoiding talking because you're unsure or afraid. It's about knowing when to step back and let the moment breathe. And when you step forward and use your voice with purpose, it's finding the smart balance, Like a talented musician knowing when to let that beautiful piano play solo and when to bring in the entire powerful orchestra. It takes practice. It's like learning any new skill, but it's a practice that truly pays off in how you lead, in how you connect, and how much good you can do in the world. So, how can you start practicing this quiet power? Well, here are a few ideas. The count to three rule. Next time someone asks you a question or a tense moment starts, instead of answering right away, quietly count to three in your head. Just 3 seconds of silence. See what happens. Often the other person will add more information, or you'll think of a better response. The just listen game. Once a day, choose to have a conversation where your only job is to listen. Don't offer advice, don't interrupt, just listen. Notice how much you hear when you're not planning your next sentence. The empty space pause. When you finish speaking in a meeting or a conversation, instead of immediately filling the quiet, allow a few seconds of silence. Let your words land. Give others a chance to think or speak up. It's a bit like leaving a small pause after a good punchline. It lets the idea truly sink in. So I invite you to take a quiet challenge for the next 3 days. Each day, find one time you consciously chose to be silent when you might have spoken. Then notice what happened. Did someone else step up? Did a tense moment calm down? Did you learn something new? Keep a little mental note or even jot it down. You might be surprised by the power you find in simply not talking. Well, friends, I want to thank you again for spending this time with me today. Remember, your voice is powerful, but so is your quietness. And knowing when to use each is a true mark of wisdom. Be kind to yourself as you practice, and until next time, find your quiet strength. I'm Ben Shelbrook, signing off. Until next time, catch you later. Well, that's it for today's episode of Shelbrook Speaks Out. A big thanks to Intertwine for providing the music. Be sure to go over and check them out on Spotify. If you've enjoyed the show, head over to benshelbrook.com where you can grab some merch and find other ways to support the podcast. You can also show your support directly by clicking the support button on our website or through Buy Me a Coffee. Links to everything are in the episode description. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next time. This is Ben Shelbrook signing off. Have a great day.